Hey y'all. Um, on the way to church for a minute. I don't know what to do with these. But yeah, I just wanted to come today. I was listening to a comedian, he was talking about the Manosphere. And I don't know what this I kinda have a clue what it's about, but I'm not I haven't watched. I might go and watch. I think I did watch a little bit of that. I don't know if I watched it on Netflix or I saw it on some clips on social media, but he was talking about how, like, a lot of those guys are frauds. They're renting, they're buying women, people, friends, fake friends and different things like that, just so they'll look like, hey, I'm the man, this and that, right? And just, I'm not a man, but um you as a young man, young boy, teenage boy, whatever, if you have if you don't have, I'll say this, a good so-called, like a dad in your life or an uncle or somebody that can guide you, answer your questions when you're lost, hey, get advice, what should I do, blah blah blah, all the stuff like that, right? um you can be raised by a good mom, but I would say, fine, if your mom hadn't put you in stuff and everything like that, you're not too old, fine, especially when you're young, fine. I want you to find different positive groups, man groups, like to be in. um Now, this is one thing I will say. All right, so as long as they're doing good things right now, when they start falling off and stuff like that, get away from it. Or you just hold up your end of the bargain. Like, they have certain creeds and different things like that. Some people, they just do better. They're group thinkers and they do better with groups. And I'll say this as a man. I'm not a man, so I'm a woman. So I had my grandma, my mom, and stuff like that kind of telling me, hey, women should do this, that. Women can do what they want to do. Men can do what they want to do. But they kind of give you some kind of guidance on how to kind of make things balance out, your feminine and your masculine and all that stuff like that. So if you're, a woman, you usually tend to be more feminine. Some women aren't. And that's okay. That's their choice. Whatever happened in their life, I don't know. Maybe it's some people just, shoot, ever since they was a little girl, they was just a little tougher, and they just stuck with that. That's their comfortability or whatever. They feel like that's what it is, and that's okay. Same thing with some men, like, hey, I don't know, they around men and everything, but then sometimes what that is, yes, they are around more women a lot, but that doesn't mean they'll be more feminine, but they might be more in touch with their feminine if they're not more feminine, if that makes sense. If they, are straight or whatever. But anyway, so if you, instead of listening to all that manosphere stuff, we gotta talk to people as a young, I'm not a young person no more, but like, as when you are a young person, you gotta just be in the rooms with the older men that are doing positive things in life. Same thing with women. You need to be around. You gonna hear, because the thing is, you're gonna hear the crazy bad stuff, and then you're gonna hear some more positive things. You're gonna be like, it's up to you, whichever one you gravitate to. But I'll tell you, the better stuff will serve you better in life. The better, or the more positive side, will serve you better in life. Like, as a woman, you don't have to be, I was going to say Polly Pocket. I don't even know if they make Polly Pocket no more. Susie Shoemaker or whatever, like, a Stepford wife. You don't have to be that type of woman if you don't want to be that type of woman. That's okay. That's not for everybody. You might be a little stronger. Not saying that, well, they don't come off as strong. Not saying they can't have any strength in them, but because that's ultra feminine, right? And we're not here to put on a show per se. I want you to be as real as you can be, man or woman, to be yourself. I want you, it's okay to be, your woman to be a little ultra feminine a little bit. And then, but like doing it up too much like that gets on my nerves. I get it. Like, I love all the cutesy kind of things, but to act that way all the time, like I'm more of a, act like a lady, a woman. But some women, they're more girl, and that's okay. I'm learning to appreciate that too, because that's what they gravitate to. As long as that's what you naturally gravitate to, that's fine. Some guys are more macho, masculine, or whatever, right? Or more masculine. That macho thing, do you have to? You don't have to be macho. Just be a man. You know what I'm saying? Just be who you naturally are. You are masculine. And then, like I said, learn to listen to guys that, if you want to be a certain way, listen to guys that are actually done that, doing it, like real stuff. Like they are that. You gotta listen. Not when I say listen, I'm saying trying to find real life people that you can see, hear, and touch a shoulder. Like you real life, you're there. I'm not saying you're gonna touch them, but it's like, dang, like this person, I know this person, or I know of this person. I speak to this person, every now and then, or whatever, get advice from them every now and then. This person really did that in their life. Like I can research this person. They got articles on this person, different things they done, or whatever, you know what I'm saying? So that's how you know it's real. People on the internet, you don't know if they're really living their life or not. They could be lying. You really don't know what people are doing. People could say, hey, quit your job and do this and that. You don't know if they're a full-time entrepreneur or not. They could be lying. They could be working 2 jobs and then, just making videos when they get off or whatever, okay? You don't know what people are really doing. So you have to get to know people in real life, in your everyday life, somewhere in your local area that you can connect with. Now, if you're in a real small town and stuff like that, maybe if you want to, maybe you need to move or travel, get out and get to know people. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, like for example, when I say a more positive type of organization, like maybe and it might sound weird, but like join the Habitat of Humanity. Learn to serve as a man, maybe as a woman too. Get a hospitality job or something like that. Something, okay, let's say you're like, oh, I didn't have my dad, I didn't have any male influence in my life, I don't know how to do anything, I don't know how to use any tools. If you're super young, hey, you can look. Men like helping men. That's one thing I've seen in my life. They really like helping men. They'll help women. Some men will help women now, because I grew up in a time where, some men, they be like, girl, go sit down somewhere. You're a girl. You should, stuff like that. So I don't even take offense to that because I grew up around that. The young girls now, they will fly off the handle if somebody told them, go sit down somewhere, just be pretty or whatever like that. It don't even bother me. I don't pay attention to it. But what was I gonna say? Yeah, you don't know how to work on a car, this and that. You might not have the newest car or anything like that, but I'm pretty sure if you just, how guys, you see a guy and then you see a guy working on a vehicle. Let's say you're in an inner city or something, or wherever, country or whatever, right? Just driving around, you'll see this stuff. Or if you'll see a guy and then you might see 1 or 2 guys just watching him. They might be asking questions like, man, what you doing? What is this? And then the guy, like, he might just sit up there and just explain all this stuff. Hey, you see this? This is where you put that nugget goes there. Now, you never want to do this and stuff like that. That's how you learn. Or, like, I had an ex, he didn't know everything, but he was really handy, though. But what he didn't know, he would get up with his stepdad. And his stepdad work on, cars, a lot of mechanics and stuff like that. So they used to help each other out. He didn't know how to plumb. We had a plumbing issue in our house one time, and he was like, he know how to dig and do stuff like that and do certain things on houses, and he knows how to do a lot of different things. he's not afraid because he knows how to do a lot of basic things and some stuff major. Then he's not afraid to learn something with his hands. You know what I mean? Where some other guys might say, "Hey, I can just pay somebody to do that." Yeah, you can't just pay somebody to do that. But if you're not ultra wealthy or something like that, I think it might be good for you to learn how to do something with your hands. Something. You could be using that money that you paying that person to invest in stocks, in houses, or whatever. Like, just it adds up. But anyway, so like you want to get out there with them guys and just sit around, just listen to them talk about the work they're doing on the cars, or if they're fixing on hey, yeah, I'll help you, I'll come help you, you need me, you come hold a ladder, come pass me the tools, you need help, or ask for help if you got something going on. Like, man, I'm gonna, but I want to see, I'll pay you, man, but I need to see how you do that so I'll know what to do next time. And a lot of people don't mind. They'll show you how to do it. So there's no excuse. But I'm trying to think of anything else. I was gonna say coaches. Well, I'll say this: if you got a good coach, that's good. That actually cares about the kids, stuff like that. People, like the guys on football teams, some people doing the military, all kind of stuff. I'm not telling anybody doing the military, but I've heard some people that didn't have that maybe their father figure, or maybe the father wasn't able to really, because he working so hard and all these things. But what was I gonna say? That coach or whoever, right? If they are a good, decent, I'm gonna say a decent guy, right? They can make you have or help men have more, what do you call it? I didn't eat anything. My stomach is growling, y'all. And I'm going to church. My stomach just gonna be growling in here. Oh my goodness. I gotta put my do my lashes. But yeah, these people, like, just being on the team and everything like this, I noticed that those guys have different type of confidence than some guys might not. This confidence, whether it's true or false, right? But it just different things that help us build our confidence. You got to do what you got to do to build your confidence, okay? And some people do better once they join some kind of team. I know people talk down about sororities, fraternities, and different things like that. Whatever helps you, in life. But then you have to learn how to love yourself at the end of the day. And then once you love yourself, then you can't be hateful and manipulative towards other people. False love is egotistical. It's just feeding your ego. But real love, loving yourself, like you might be thinking like, dang, yeah, I can do this, that, like really, you don't have thoughts like, yeah, I can really do this with this person or whatever. But then your heart is a little open, so you can't really do the vindictive or evil things that you would probably do if you didn't actually love yourself. That makes sense. But yeah, I want y'all to know that, hey, if you're a man, you are a man naturally. So hey, come on now. You don't have to mistreat women and other men and all kind of crazy stuff just because whatever happened in the past. Like, just because you dealt with one woman or a few little trashy chicks that didn't know how to treat you and all that stuff like that. Start dealing with women that you, I guess, wouldn't normally deal with. Maybe, smart women, smarter women. What is going on? That are more intelligent than the ones that you dealt with in the past. That make good decisions in life. Like, they're not out here taking advantage of a lot of different men, boys, or whatever. Like, just because they're the most popular girl, the one that, the baddest looking chick, or whatever you want to call it, like, that don't mean they're the best woman. Not saying that you couldn't be with a beautiful girl that's good to you, but pick who has the best qualities. And that's for women too. You have to pick who treats you good. Pick who treat, and I always tell my son, pick who treats you good, and you can't go wrong. Pick who wants you, like some people, and you can't go wrong. Well, not necessarily who wants you and treats you good, because some people can want you, but they don't treat you good. They just want you for a certain reason. Like, who wants you for you, like really likes you for you, and stuff like that. And then you'll learn to appreciate yourself more, and then you'll learn that'll train you to only pick women or men who value you and treat you like you'll be so turned off by people who don't value you, because you'll be so used to dealing with like really decent people. Let me know if that makes sense. I just pulled up at church and I want to get off of this thing. All right, y'all, like, comment, and subscribe. I hope this helps somebody.